Greetings YouTube and welcome to the Blue Corner, and it is that time again where we take a look over at some OCG tournament results and see what the hell is going on over there. Now, truth be told, I didn't think I was actually going to do this one because there's only one tournament to talk about. However, seeing as it's the last one of 2018, I figured, you know what, let's just cover it and then we can start off 2019 next week and such forth. So, only one tournament. It was the Tochigi. I butchered that one. I definitely did. It was a VGCS standard format, 31 teams. And what's different about this one is that a good bulk of the games of this tournament are actually on YouTube. I put a link to the channel in which you can find these games, and I'll put it in the description, and as well it is in this blog post. So you can go on there, you can check it out, and see how some of these Japanese players are playing these decks. So that being said, let's get into this. So the tournament was won by Royal Paladin going 5-3, Angel Feather going 7-1, and Neo Nectar going 8-0. Following up with that, we have Royal Paladin going 5-3, Angel Feather and Narukami. Their records are unknown. Third place was Angel Feather, Oracle Think Tank going 5-3 in Great Nature. And fourth place was Neo Nectar going 3-5, Oracle Think Tank going 4-4 in Great Nature, whose record is unknown. So, our clan division for this one is Oracle Think Tank as the most played deck at 21, but Angel Feather is right behind it with a mere 20, and Royal Paladin is behind that with 18. There's your three top decks. Following that is Neo Nectar, and then we have Gold Paladin and Narukami tied at 7 apiece. No gold to top this one. One Narukami did, which doesn't surprise me. Gold's, it's becoming more and more apparent with each and every one of these videos that we see that golds just aren't performing. All that this recent set did was just really increase just how powerful their high roll is, but at the end of the day, they're still relying on a lot of things to go right in order to actually beat your opponent down, as opposed to decks like Narukami, Murakumo, and even Great Nature, which are just more consistent at getting their game plan off. Then, speaking of Great Nature, they were follow this. Then we had 2 Pale Moon, 2 Shadows, 1 Nubatama, 1 Gear Chronicle, 1 Genesis, and 1 Nova Grappler. So Genesis and Gear Chronicle are just barely hanging in there, but it's not going to be much longer until they're gone, and there are no Murakumo present at this tournament, which is actually a bit of a surprise, but I guess Royal Paladin Edition and Neo Nectar might just be a bit too much? I don't know about this one, but in any case, so let's take a look at these deck lists. So, first place, we have this Royal Paladin deck list. Not sure if I really agree with only 2 Monarchs and 3 Exculpate. I feel like 2 is the most you want to go. He is playing the Night Bros engine and not Akane or Pongal, so that's just something to make note of. Here's your Angel Feather list. Here's your Neo Nectar. This guy cut Maiden of Trilling Rose out entirely, and he's playing an extra grade 1 in the form of Corolla Dragon in its place. Now, if we can just scroll down a little bit more, we have this Royal Paladin deck list, which is, it's basically the mini booster deck, but he's playing the Night Bros alongside Akane and Pongal. Then we have this Angel Feather deck list, which looks pretty standard fare, and Narukami. Okay, so this one I can actually comment on. So, this list has a bit of a couple oddities that you might have noticed. For one, this guy's playing crits over fronts, which, as we discussed in the previous video, you don't really see that often in a best of 1 setting such as this, but Narukami can use crits and it can do them decently well. So there is that. He is playing a 1 of Regina, but that's because he's only playing 9 grade 3s as opposed to the sometimes 10. His 9th grade 3 is a copy of Duras Clapdragon, which I talked about in my own profile. It's just good for pulling things up in case you don't have a Ricky or you don't want to use the soul on Ricky. He's also playing Dusty Plasma Dragon over Reckless Dragon, which I can't help but raise a little bit of an eyebrow over. Reckless is, I feel like, is one of your more flexible 2s, but all of his grade 2s, though, are able to hit for 24 power or more on the Axel circle, so his game plan is just throw these things up on Axel and then call a booster when needed, but otherwise probably never does. Maxed out Phoenix, maxed out Ricky, maxed out Demolition. Yeah, it's pretty close to a standard deck list, except his triggers and his grade 2s just differ a little bit. Moving on to our third place list, we've got Angel Feather, Oracle Think Tank. This is your standard plus build, and might have noticed he's playing a certain grade 1 that the other Oracle Think Tank deck list has in here, which is I believe that is a witch that is between the Tetramagus and the Losenmagus. And this grade 1, if I'm correct, is on place Soul Blast 1. Look at the top X cards of your deck, probably 7, for a grade 3 card and put it on top of your deck. And the way that they're using this is they're using it to find your other grade 3s, Imperial Daughter, Deer, and then you use Amaterasu, Tetramagus, or Rectangle Magus to draw it, and then, yeah, you just scry one. So it's a little bit more consistency to the deck without having to take away from your grade 2 slots. You have this Great Nature deck, which is the Bison build, and if I'm correct, his list is actually maxed out too. He's got SVRs, ORs, and then our last team is this Neo Nectar deck list, followed by this Oracle Think Tank deck list. He is also playing the Grade 1, Grade 3 Searcher. I don't know what this Grade 2 between Tort and Losenmagus is, otherwise his deck is maxed out for the most part, I think. Yeah, I'm pretty certain it is maxed out. What is that Misaki above Deer beside Promise Daughter? I don't recall that being an actual card. And then you have this Great Nature deck. So this one is playing the Hamska Grade 3. I do believe, from what little I've seen of Great Nature, that the Bison build is the overall better one, but it seems like the Hamska one is the more explosive of the two. But in any case, that is the tournament, and, well, yeah, this is how 2018 ended over there. Pretty much more of the same. If we take a look at where their format is right now, Oracle Think Tank and Angel Feather are fighting it out for the first and second place decks of the format. I think Angel Feather is able to win that one, but Oracle Think Tank has better matchups across the board. You have Royal Paladin and Neo Nectar fighting it as the best Force Clan in the game, and then as far as the 5th deck of the format slot, right now it seems to be edging towards Narukami, at least if we go based on how many have been able to appear in both teams and singles. Murakumo's got the win in the Malaysia singles, but I've been told that one you need to take with a grain of salt. Naruto, I believe, though, have had more appearances in teams, although Great Nature is also performing decently well, too. So all 3 of those are doing decently, whereas Gold Paladin flopped, which doesn't surprise me at all. What else can I really say here? Nubatama also flopped, which also doesn't surprise me. And, yeah, things will probably change when we get the new set coming out, at least depending on what Pale Moon and DI's VR do, plus what the leaders do. Gust Blaster Dragon has been met with a mixed reception like I figured it would be. Card is pretty decent in my opinion. It replaces the Dark Dictator in the deck and allows Shadows, I feel, to grind a little more. It doesn't really help your Protect matchup as much, but truth be told, Shadows losing to Protect is fine. Like, the deck it's totally fine for Shadows to have a weakness. Like, that is a thing. Like, Force loses to Protect. Not every clan needs a waterfall, and I think that's just something that people are going to have to come to grips with as more and more stuff comes out. But in any case, that's all for the video. I hope you guys enjoyed this. Until next time, this is Boo Starter 9, jacking out.